Hey, Karu. It is the 13th of September, and I just wanted to make a quick video for you. We've been in Ireland now 6 nights. We've got 4 more nights left. We've traveled all over the place. We also spent 2 nights in Wales. So we basically have 6 nights of our entire trip left before we fly back to the US. It's been an awesome trip. I've been having a good time. I watched your video today of the cross country, which was kind of cool. Nice to see that you're having fun and being engaged in that. Looked like Colleen had a good race. So I'm gonna cut together a bunch of footage of little short vignettes of things that we've done. I will describe the list of things that we've done, and I will cut in little pieces of video for each place we went. First off, we flew over. We left Seattle, went to Iceland, Iceland to Manchester, Manchester to Dinas Bran in North Wales, Dinas Bran to Valley-Crucis Abbey, Valley-Crucis Abbey to the place we were staying the first night. The first day, full day in Wales, we went to Beaumaris Castle, then we went to the city of Conwy, and we walked around the city walls, which was really cool, and had lunch. Then we went to Deganwy Castle, and then came back to our place. Our second day in Wales, we got up in the morning. We went to archaeological site which is the old administrative centers for King Llewellyn ap Griffith, and then we caught the ferry to Dublin. We left Dublin as quickly as possible, heading north, and we went to a castle called Roche Castle, Roche, which was really cool. The next day, we drove up north to Carrickfergus Castle, and then we went to Dunluce Castle. Giant's Causeway is right up there next to Dunluce Castle, and we went there like we were going to visit, but there was so many people there that we just decided it wasn't worth the effort. The next morning, we got up and headed down south, and Brunna is this complex of Neolithic burial sites, and we spent about 3 hours there before heading down to our place outside Wexford, actually. Wexford, down south, by the way, is a place where they have lots of hurling. Pretty cool. And apparently we just missed the hurling championships. The All-Ireland Championship was the Sunday before we arrived in Ireland, and Tipperary won. Sorry, I didn't mean to blow the surprise for you, but somebody told me it was the best match they've ever seen, and I should look it up online and watch it if I possibly can. Tipperary versus Kilkenny. So anyway, driving around down south, there were lots and lots of banners and really cool. People were really into the hurling, clearly. So hurling, not curling. So then we went to a couple castles. We went to a place called Cashel, or the Rock of Cashel, and then there was an abbey down below that called Hoare Abbey. Then we went to another place called Cahir Castle, which was really cool. We came back to the place that night, and then the next day we went, and we were gonna just kind of cruise around and try to find some local stuff. A couple of things that we had on our list, but on the way to the first place, we saw this field with all these ruins in it, and we stopped, and there was a sign, and it was across the river a little ways away, and it told us that it was an old medieval village or town called Clonmines. Anyway, so we went over there and checked this place out, which was really cool. And then as we were leaving, it took us a little while to find it. And as Sarah and her mom and Taryn got up to the car, well, the landowner came up, and basically he was leaving. It was a Sunday, and he yelled at Sarah and Melissa and Taryn saying, "This is private property, no pictures." While he was doing that, I was standing right around the corner. I didn't even know he was there, taking video of the whole thing. Anyway, so we left there, and then we went to a place called Tintern Abbey, which was, there's a Tintern Abbey in Wales as well, and the same guy established this one in Ireland, and it had been continuously occupied until 1970, when the woman who owned it was the kind of the last surviving in this family, the Coakley family. Anyway, she gave it to the state, and they tore all the modernized stuff out. And then we went to this walled garden, which was really cool as well. That was the Coakley walled garden that her family had run. And actually, I didn't realize that these walled gardens, it's set up on a south-facing slope, so it gets extra sun. It's walled in to protect it from wind and weather, as well as animals. And then there's the south-facing wall of the garden, and they plant all of the delicate plants up there along that wall because it creates extra heat. Anyway, it was more fun than I thought it'd be. Really cool. After that, we actually took a ferry across this inlet, and we went to a place called Reginald's Tower in Waterford. And Reginald's Tower was Ragnall's Tower, actually. It was built, the original version was built by Vikings, Viking invaders who came in and set up shop there. And so Waterford was a Viking fortress for a long time before the Normans came and took it over. And then eventually the Irish, it changed hands a lot of times. But Reginald's Tower, or some version of it, has been there basically since the site was occupied. And so there's a little museum in it now, and it was really cool. Then we went back to the place where we stayed, and we ended up getting up the next morning and heading that was yesterday actually, heading over to the northwest side, and we're in this town now. I can't remember. It's near a city called Sligo, Sligo, and we drove over here, and we were staying in a bed and breakfast here. We got up today, and we went to a place called the Caja Fields, which are Neolithic, actually a farm community that's been preserved under a bog. And these prehistoric people, had built all these stone walls, and they had all these huts and everything, and this bog just buried it all. And somebody at some point realized they were cutting the peat, because they cut the peat out and dry it, and then they burn it because there's no trees left anywhere. I mean, this place is like barren now. And so they discovered there were these stone walls and these huts. And so they started using probes and finding where all these walls were. And it's this massive site that's now a giant preserve. So anyway, that was really cool. So that's what we did today. And then we drove, and the weather turned beautiful. So we just drove and went and had lunch in this little town, Ballymore, I think is what it's called. And just a really, really nice day. That's what we've been doing. I'm going to cut this together, see if I can get it under 10 minutes. I hope you're having a good time. I'm going to make videos of all these for Sarah's channel, but I want to make one for us and for you too. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to see if I can cut this together tonight in the next hour and a half.